Hello everybody, I'm Staff Sergeant Retired Van Booth, United States Army. I'm currently on a 3,000 mile walk across America. I started in February 2019 and I plan to finish in South Carolina on December 31st, 2019. Started in February in California. And Walking for Life is the name of my walk. The reason I'm doing this video is I want to do a demonstration on the Keenz 7 cart, which I have right here. Keenz is a company based out of Georgia, and I've been pushing their cart now for 2,700 plus miles, and so I only have about 211 miles left till I hit mile 3,000, though I still have about 350 miles left till I reach the coast, which is my goal. Basically what I want to do is a video real quick on tire care. Being I've pushed this cart now for almost 3,000 miles, there's things that folks who buy this particular cart may need to know. What I got here are so these tires have been hundreds of miles already, and I've switched them out. My original set of tires for the original cart, when I purchased this cart originally, the original set of tires went 1,500 miles. They were still good when I switched them out, but because I walked over 900 miles in a desert, I was very careful and took a lot of care in caring for them to make them last. And what I used was, I used different variations of WD-40, which I put in the tires. Now you got to understand, when you buy anything with moving parts, you have to maintain it, like a bicycle or a car. These tires, these particular tires, these are the front tires of the Keenz cart, the original tires here. This is a brand new set. These tires have bearings and bushings in them, and so if you don't care for them, what'll happen is, and here we have a bad tire. It's very loose in there. If you look in there, the bushing is showing, the bushing's busted, the bearings are busted. It's still pushable, and I did push this for about 100 miles like this, busted. But so what happened was, the reason this tire, I got lazy. So after I did all these miles in the desert, and I wasn't in the desert anymore, I was in a more humid, more controlled climate, I got kind of lazy on taking care of my tires. I quit spraying them with WD-40. I was like, well, I'm not in the sand anymore, but I did push on trails, and I pushed on roadsides, and over time, sand had gotten in here, really messed up my tire pretty bad. So this is a pretty busted tire. Also, what I've heard is big complaints for the cart is tires. People say that the tires just fall off. Now I did have that issue, but I realized I didn't push the tire in all the way. If you look right here on this tire, there's a button. Everybody knows this. You push the button and the tire comes off. This is still a pretty decent tire right here, even though I'm going to replace them. You push the button and you slide the tire on, and the button comes up, and it feels like it's on, right? And it's hard for it to come off, but it will come off. But you have to push it, you have to slide it in and slap it in even further. Then it's locked. Pull the tire out, make sure it's seated, and then you're good to go. You should have no problems. I've never had a tire fall off. Even when, here's a tire that I lost. This tire completely busted apart on me while I was on a trail. What happened was, this piece right here, this piece popped off, which I didn't see pushing it, and then these screws started coming out. Eventually these screws came out because the bearings inside were busted out, and so it started pushing the screws out. And so once this came out, the back tire was very, very loose. Okay, so what you want to do is, you want to take your WD-40 with your tire, and I'll pop this one off. All right, and what I did was I lubed all up in here on the axle, and then I squirted WD-40 all up in here, and also squeezed it down in here in the bearings. Now what you can do is you can use Crisco grease. You can use Crisco cooking grease, and you can pack it in there to help the bushings. You want to keep everything in there lubricated. Now once it rains or you start getting dust in there, you want to do this every time, just like you would with a bicycle chain or bicycle tires or anything like that. If you do that, like I did in the desert, like I said, my tires went 1,500 miles and I had no issues whatsoever with these tires. But you have to care for them, and I've made the mistake of getting lazy and not caring for them, and it resulted in a tire busting out like this. And this is a busted out tire. And once my nuts and everything fell out, it was pretty done, and I had to wait 4 days to get a new one in the mail. Yeah, so you want to be very careful with that. But if you do take care of them, they will last. They will last. Like I said, my original set of tires, which I still have and they're still working, went 1,500 miles. Now what I do when I get to a motel, I'll pop these tires off and I'll wash them in the sink. Now they have water in them, After that, I'll let them dry off, and then I will apply WD-40 all up in the tires, all up around here around the bushings, and I'll just squeeze WD-40 all up in there. You can use the bike WD-40. I use the spray WD-40 with the straw that you could spray. You can spray it in there, and they will work. And matter of fact, they will work really good. They will just glide. My issue was I was having squeaking after a while because of sand and everything getting in there. They started squeaking, so I just lubed them up, and after a while of pushing it, the squeaking stopped. So you just want to make sure you take care of these. You want to make sure the tires are seated very properly. What I'm going to be using is I'm going to try these newer tires here. These are the all-terrain tires. They used to call them the beach tires. These are the all-terrain, the bigger tires here. I'm going to put these on for the last few hundred miles of my walk. And basically, and so I can go a little bit off-road with them. But with these, I will do the same thing. I'll care for them just the same as I did the original tires. So they'll last. You should have no problem with wear and tear. Now, pushing this over 2,000 miles, I've learned a lot about this and a lot about the tires. With proper care, making sure they're seated, everything, you should have no issues, and you'll have a nice, happy push. Whether you're pushing children or like me, pushing all my camping gear. They told me that you don't want to go over 100, 110 pounds, 115 pounds. I've had way more weight over there. The reason I lost these front tires was because I had my cart overloaded with too much weight. So you want to watch your weight. I had well over 110 pounds in the cart, and I still was able to do many hundreds of miles before I lost my tires. I just got lazy. So take care of your tires, and your tires will take care of you, just like anything else. And again, I'm walking for life. Staff Sergeant, Retired Van Booth, U.S. Army. Hope this helps.